That was abysmal. That was embarrassing. There's no reason for me to try and pull positives from this result. I think this is one of those results where you have to take the slap in the face and move on. But we're gonna talk about it because I saw a lot of things today. Regardless of what you think of Amarim and his tactics, regardless of what you think of the players that we've signed, I just saw an attitude problem. I saw a real attitude problem. Who do we think we are going into a game like this complacent? Who do we think we are going into a game like this and starting slow and flat footed? Because they're League Two opposition? From the fans' point of view, we should sit here confidently and say that Manchester United should have won this game. I'm talking about from before the game, the pre match. You look at our lineup, you look at their lineup, you make the conclusion that United is just a stronger team. Regardless of the form that they're in, they should be handling this opposition. We've come out and we've lost to Grimsby on penalties, a situation where we shouldn't have even found ourselves in the first place. Let's be real. Individual mistakes and errors, again, lead to our downfall. This is nothing new. Amad Diallo, Ugarte, getting in each other's way, losing the ball for the first. Onana was at fault for both the goals. You can't get beat at your near post as a keeper who's making $150,000 a week, playing for a Premier League side, playing for Manchester United. You can't be a goalkeeper making $150,000 a week, missing your punch, missing your clearance, and giving the opposition the easiest of goals, regardless of if it was handball or not. I mean, it's unacceptable. It'd be so easy for me to sit here and say, oh my gosh, Amarim didn't set the team up right. His tactical setup was bad, this, and that. Even if Amarim played in this 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 that everybody wants him to play, how can you, as a player, go into a game and not make a simple 5-yard pass? How can you, as a Manchester United player, Premier League player, go into this game against Grimsby and constantly miscontrol the ball? Constantly give the ball away. How poor was Amad Diallo today? This was his worst game by far as a United player. Worst game by far. We looked exposed. Our right wing back was way too high up the pitch for majority of the game, whether it was Amad, whether it was Diallo. We just looked exposed. That's a tactical issue, but it's also a player mentality issue. Because these are professionals at the end of the day. They go on the pitch to actually implement the manager's tactics and ideas. So if you're going on the pitch and you're not giving it your all, if you're disrupting the flow, if you're not positionally set where you're supposed to be, if you can't track back and do the dirty work and the other team is working harder than you, tactics mean absolute jack. They mean squat. I'm not going to sit here and blame any one individual because everyone's at fault. The whole team is at fault. Even the players who played well, even Mbuma who came on and got us a goal back, even Maguire who got us the equalizer. Does that matter when we still lose? Should we have even been in a position where we have to come back from a 2-0 deficit to Grimsby Town? And no disrespect to Grimsby. They came, they executed their plan to perfection. They got the result they wanted. This is a huge, monumental moment for them. And I have nothing but congratulatory feelings towards Grimsby because they actually did something that the United team couldn't do. Work hard. Did they feel like this was going to be easy? We as the fans can feel that way because we're fans. We do the analysis, we look at Grimsby, we look at United, we look at the squad, we look at the wage bill. We can sit here and say, you know what? Based off this team and the profile of players, they should be able to handle this team. We were overwhelming favorites to win. And yet, the players can't even do the simple things in football. They can't even do the simple things. We finally scored 2 goals from open play, but we lost. We still make individual errors like this was last season. And Onana seems to just be due for a mistake anytime we play him. I think, honestly speaking, this should be the last time Onana ever wears the shirt again. I feel bad for Amarim because these are the options that he has. Andre Onana, Ugarte, Delo, just players who just don't have it anymore. And I'm not trying to be too critical of these guys because what is that going to do for them? We already know that they're in poor form. Being super critical and super harsh will just do nothing more than tear them down even more. But I have to be critical. I have to be honest and I have to be open because I have been one of the most supportive of these guys and I will still support them. I love this team. I don't care what goes on. I don't care how low we go. I love this team. I want to see this team do well. And a lot of people want this team to do well. But I think it's time for us to really, really, really understand that this is going to take a long time. That video I made a couple months ago where I said this is going to take more than one window. You thought I was lying? You thought I was joking? This pain that we have to sit through and go through it's not for nothing though. But it's going to suck in the immediate term. Now you guys are all going to be asking me, I'm sure, is it time for Amorim to go? My honest answer to that is why? What is that going to solve? We could bring in X, Y, and Z, any manager in the world that you like. Any manager in the world who has the tactics that work in their respective teams and leagues. We could bring them in. Are they going to fix this team? Are they going to take them from this to the next level within a couple months? We've tried with different managers of various profiles, of various identities. And the situation remains the same. They get sacked. This is an endless loop, an endless cycle. So sacking Amorim to me makes no sense. It makes no sense. But at the same time, I think it's time for Amorim to be honest with himself and look at the situation and tell himself this 3-4-3 with some of these guys that I have will never work. It's never going to work if Ugarte and Casemiro are in that midfield. It's just not. It's never going to work if Andre Onana is back there in net. It's just not going to work. Today we saw Amad Diallo honestly play some of the worst football he played. Some of the worst football he played. Playing as a 10. Then he moved to right wing back, didn't get any better. So clearly there's a mentality and attitude shift that has happened from preseason when everybody was feeling happy, feeling great, to now. I still back the manager, and I know his win percentage and his record is trash. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not looking at this and saying blindly we should follow this guy. But it's at some point we have to understand that we have to go through this terrible moment to finally push through and make the breakthrough and rise up. The worse and worse it gets, the more and more these players have to respond. The game against Burnley is going to be another must-win game. Are you going to sit here and tell me it's not? The Fulham game was must-win. We didn't win. The mentality of these boys is shot. These losses do not help them moving forward. They should be professionals. They're on hundreds of thousands pounds a week. They need to be professional and move on. Amorim has already stated we got to move on. It's frustrating for the fans, I know. Trust me, I was at work watching this game. And just the different emotions I was feeling. I don't even know how to explain it, put it into words. But yeah, this was a bad performance, guys. I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you of anything. I'm not even going to try and break down anything. This isn't the time for that. There's no point. Breaking down our mistakes against a League 2 side, the same mistakes we make against Premier League sides, it's all the same. It's always the same errors. It's always the same miscommunication. It's always the same nonsense. It just is. I think it's time for us to be adaptable. I think it's time for us to be malleable. To change when things aren't working is a sign of acknowledgement. It's a sign of accountability to say, hey, this is what I want to do, but right now, for the sake of this club and for the sake of us moving forward, something has to change. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I have nothing more to say. My frustration can only go so far with this team now because I used to rage a lot in the past for this team. My days used to be ruined for this team whenever we would draw or lose. What's the point now? I'm a grown man. I'm not a kid anymore. But I love this club with so much of my heart that it's just sad to see that we can't even beat Grimsby. But you know what? I'm going to take from this something that you might not agree with, and that's fine. But we're getting to a point where it can't go any lower than this. Manchester United will pick it up. They will. They will. I'm confident of that. But what I'm not confident in is some of these players. You cannot achieve with Onana and net. You just can't. The pressure is too much for him. You cannot achieve with Ugarte in your midfield. The pressure is too much for him. So let's devise a strategy and a plan to protect some of these individuals who cannot cut it here. Transfer activity will be crucial until the window closes. If this game doesn't prove, like the last game didn't prove, that United need to buy more players, then I don't know what Ineos is doing. I don't know why Ineos chose to go for a striker before they went for the most fundamental parts of this freaking team, a goalkeeper and a midfielder. But we don't make these choices, they do. So I'm willing to remain patient. I'm not going to just lose my head because of this result. It's a long season. We can turn it around. Let me know what you guys think, honestly. I want to know your honest, candid thoughts because this wasn't good enough. This wasn't good enough. And Saturday against Burnley, oh my gosh, I better see the fire under these players' belly. I better see intensity and aggression, and I better see them. I don't care if they get 1 billion yellow cards. I want to see them work hard. Because if they don't, they're not just letting us down. They are letting themselves down tremendously. God bless you guys, man. I'm logging off. I'm logging off. I'll talk to you guys again soon. I'm gonna do a preview on Burnley before the Burnley match. And I'm gonna remain optimistic and hopeful because that's all you can do. To feed into the negativity is to give up on your team. And to give up on this team means that there's no hope. I'm not gonna be the ones to spread the negativity. I'm gonna be critical where I have to be critical. But let's see, let's hold on. Let's see this United team turn it around because I know these professionals want to do it. I know Amram wants to do it. We need to see those results on the pitch. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.